Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the BBL NYG Podcast. I am Mike. That is Jules. That's John. That's Vin. We're all here again after this tough, brutal loss to the Denver Broncos. Guys, it looked like magic. We were playing so well. The play calling, I thought, was terrific. They had guys in the right places, people making plays for 3 quarters. And then all of a sudden, we just stopped doing it. And then basically that's the deciding factor between being a good football team or not, being able to finish these games. And, dude, I tell you what, Dable and company, they can't finish. I'm sorry. Like, the very first game against Tennessee when the guy missed a field goal, I wish he made it now, because it would have been – since then, these teams just consistently going down the field at the ball games. I mean, Christ, this was 40 seconds left, and they came down and hit a game-winning field goal because their kicker is great and ours is not. It's just – they should be fired. First of all, Joe Shane for not fixing this kicker situation, and then the coaching staff, they just let us down. I can't believe it. It's been horrible fourth quarter. I couldn't believe what I was watching, man. But it is what it is.
Well, instead of pointing out the obvious, right? Because the obvious is the obvious, and we're gonna go through it a million fucking times over, right? Does anyone think before we get fucking started with anything that the injuries that were suffered in that game to our starting corner, our starting safety, and then all of a sudden this comeback came and they were throwing the ball a lot, had anything to do with that? I mean, let's face it. I mean,
not really.
The guys that were getting beat were Banks and Belton. Those are the guys getting beat on defense.
Sure, but it's been 1,600 games where this situation happens, and the team didn't come back.
But honestly, tell me out of those 1,600, how many times a safety and a starting safety was having a big-time defensive impact and our number one corner went down in that same game?
They also went after Phillips. They went after Phillips a whole lot.
So this is the thing.
Listen, but I saw Banks and Belton getting beat a lot.
I also saw Mims wasn't even getting touched by Phillips. They went to Phillips a whole lot, and he's a starter.
But that was what they were doing throughout the game. When they put up the 33 points in the fourth quarter and all this shit, it was those two guys that were fucking flabbergasted and getting beat. You know, that deflected pass, that shit was on Banks or Belton, one of the two. I forget which one. Right? Like, bro, like that had a little bit to do with it. Like I said, because the obvious is the obvious. Okay? All right. Like when you're ready to let me rip on the obvious, I will. But like, I do have to point out something along those lines too. Look, it doesn't let us off the hook. It doesn't excuse the play. But you know what? They exploited our injuries, and they exploited the shit out.
Good coaching.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, you talk about a coach that won a Super Bowl, right? Versus one that didn't. But, you know, one thing that I forgot and I didn't mention last week was, listen, Bo Nix is in his second fucking year. You know, like we're already fucking putting these young quarterbacks on mantles like as if they've been in the league for 5 or 6 seasons. You know, that's when we were joking offline about these quarterbacks when we were so used to seeing all these things. That new era of quarterback that you were used to, right, in the past, when you mentioned the Breeze and the Rivers and all these other quarterbacks, that hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm trying to say? Like this new crop of quarterbacks, they're going through growing pains. They're going to maybe get to that level. We may see where we have 12 or 14 quarterbacks that are elite or fucking really up there in status. But for now, it's maybe 5. And all these young dudes, because think about it. Jaden Daniels, second year. Bo Nix, second year. Fucking J.J. McCarthy, second year. Drake May, second year. First year, fucking, Cameron Ward and fucking now Dart, right? So, I mean, that's already a bunch of quarterbacks that are just in there early on. Part of the problem is that Tua's had a bunch of concussions, so you haven't seen his progression to where it should be. Herbert's coming around having a great fucking season, and it was all the guys within that class. I mean, look at Baker. Baker's starting to fucking step up and have a good year. So, you know, as far as, and I know I kind of went off on a little bit off on a tangent there.
You just assume they're going to get better, but sometimes
you have to. You have to. So I just kind of wanted to prelude to where we're probably going to go later in that quarterback conversation, but that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And again, no excuses, but the injuries definitely opened up some holes that made things a little bit easier. And when we do go to the full breakdown of that fourth quarter, I'm going to fucking really let it rip.
Yeah, I mean, you could blame injuries, but the reality is, of those 1,600 games, other teams have had to have key injuries down the stretch, and that's just never happened before. And really, you want to, as a fan, you want to just nail it down to this is the guy, I want to pound the flesh, and he's the reason. But the reality is, it takes a number of different things to go exactly the opposite of what you need it to go for that to have happened. That being said, the raw emotion of that night yesterday, listening to all the fucking fans calling into these shows and stuff and the podcast, and just the way that slipped away from us. I woke up today. I was talking to a couple of guys at work. And as much as it sucks that we're in the position that we're in, if you would look back, and this is annoying to even say, but if you were to look back at the beginning of the season, so you're going to be 2-5, you would have almost won 2 games on the road with Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart looks like a fucking gangster. You'd say, you know what? If I got the guy, I'll take the 2-5 record. So if you want to just at least kind of take some medicine with that, 2 just absolutely outlandish things to happen to lose 2 games at the end of the Dallas game and the end of this game are just not normal. Even the Saints game, 5 turnovers in a row. Shit like that just doesn't happen in football that often. So you can have confidence that of the 250 snaps of the game, they won 220 of them. All they got to do is figure out how to just get polished a little bit. That's on coaching, and I guess we'll get to Dable eventually. But honestly, we've been so beat up as a fan base over the last handful of years that it's almost like easy to wash this away like, just another Giant Sunday. But really what's left over, you got a core of young guys here who there's reason to be optimistic and look forward to maybe not this season, but definitely the next handful of seasons with Jackson Dart as your quarterback, bro. The kid's just fucking special, period, stop.
I didn't want to get pulled back in. I've been saying they don't deserve our optimism. And after seeing what they did to Philly, I'm interested. I told you guys last week, I was like, I want to see them against this Denver defense. They're talking shit. We're going back and forth on Twitter. And just, by the way, FYI, Andrew Thomas shut that Benito dude down where they had to move him across the line. Andrew Thomas, to me, I know he's always hurt, and I was ragging on him this year at the beginning, but boy, is he our best player. God, that guy is so good. So watching the game, I'm kind of excited. Finally, to just see what we were, because I'm very pessimistic about it. Everything that went right. The defense, I was texting you guys, looked like it was in mid-season form. Looks like this defense has finally showed up. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Then they scored the first touchdown. I'm like, all right, maybe the defense is letting up a little bit, but let's see. They scored the second touchdown. And to me, a big turning point, you guys are not going to want to hear this because the obvious is the obvious, like Jules said, blame it on the coaches, like Trainer said. But the injury is an interesting take, Jules, but to give you a little pullback, what happens in the pass rush in the fourth quarter? Like, are you going to let them off the hook? Are they gassed?
They were dropping 8 people. They were dropping 8 people a lot.
No, I don't think they were gassed. I think Brian Burns was playing through an injury. He was definitely a little hobbled, and that showed. And he definitely, look at when
you have other guys though. There are other guys there.
I get there were other guys, but Brian Burns has been our guy. Like, he's been the guy on that defensive line. He's taken it over. He's become the leader. He's the veteran on that line, and he's playing like it. You know what? You want to say Andrew Thomas is the key on the offense? You got to give the same over to Brian Burns. These younger guys are making him even better this year because they are a threat. But they're not there yet. Listen, Carter's great, and I think he's going to be fabulous. But he's still young. You could see the rawness. Like, he still needs to fine tune that game a little bit, and that kid's gonna be a fucking real beast.
Okay, I hope you're right.
And shit, and that's why I think some of that faded away. So I don't blame the pass rush. What I do blame, and this was something that I said, and I'm sitting there, and in my head, and I'm going back to my old school coaching days for a couple of years in high school and all this other bullshit. You learn from your mistakes. At least you're supposed to, right? Even in life, you learn from your mistakes. So one of the glaring mistakes that was made, defensively speaking, was against the Cowboys, which led to a fucking 67-yard field goal, tied the game, went in overtime, and we lost, right? That was only a couple of fucking weeks ago. in my head with the announcers talking and putting that bad mojo in the air, and they're going on and on and on and talking about how 30 seconds, just got to get a field goal range. Immediately in my head, I'm not thinking negatively. I'm saying, okay, how do I not make the same mistake that I did against Dallas? Right? Maybe start by not having a fucking spy on Bo Nix with fucking 30 seconds left when a guy's on his own fucking 30-yard line. Where's he going to run? 60 fucking yards? Like, give me a break. Right? So that's one. Number two, should have had a 4-man rush. Dexter Lawrence is on the sideline? Are you fucking serious? Where the fuck is you want to talk about the pass rush? They were rushing 3 guys on 5.
Lawrence and Carter on the sidelines.
Right. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, to me personally, if I was the coach, I'd have my 4 best guys out there rushing that quarterback. Give me Carter, give me fucking Dex, give me fucking, the Thibs and fucking Brian Burns, and let them fucking go at it and do what they fucking do. Just those 4 guys. You're going to tell me that 7 guys can't defend the rest?
Blame definitely falls on Bowen's head.
All right. Like, but the incompetence part that I don't understand is how you don't
get him out of here immediately.
Mistakes.
Immediately.
Can I make a point about this?
Jules is right. You can't make the same mistake twice.
That's it. Within weeks.
Yep.
It's the same shit.
So
listen, Banks was getting burned earlier in the season.
That's your guy, Jules. That's your guy.
I made a mistake on him. I was wrong. I think that's Jules' guy. All right.
Let's hear that again, Jules. Say for the subscribers. Say that again. Say it again.
They can replay that and rewind it.
You're right. I'll make that as a soundbite.
Right? But the point is, when he was making his mistakes earlier in the season, they benched his ass, right? Well, now you got a defensive coach that literally made the same cardinal error back in like a matter of less than a month.
It's a joke.
And this guy's getting off scot-free. I mean, Brian Burns probably would have knocked him the fuck out if he would have said something to him at the end of the game, because I'm pretty sure we all seen the fucking tape of him fucking flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
Fucking, dropping 8 guys back in the coverage.
But they did that a lot. They did a lot in the fourth quarter doing that dumb shit.
You guys don't want to hear this, but blame, to me, falls on Jackson Dart.
No.
You guys don't want to hear it.
That's crazy, bro.
Listen,
I gotta make a point. Let me just make a point.
Can I make my point? Can I tell you why?
Can I make my point, Vin? Because it just goes more tails off of what he was saying. Just a comparison. You invested all this money in Dex and Brian Burns and Capital and Thibodeau, however you want to say his name, and Carter. So you built this fearsome pass rush is what the idea was. Go back to Super Bowl 46. Ahmad Bradshaw goes in, almost falls at the goal line to save time in the identical situation as Jackson Dart reaching across the goal line at that touchdown. This is the difference. When the Super Bowl winning a championship coaching staff is in that situation, they say, what's our strength? Our strength is our pass rush. It's JPP, Justin Tuck, OC, and those guys, and we're going to lean on our strength. We're going to live and we're going to die by our strength. And what did they do? They knocked around Tom Brady and won a fucking Super Bowl. What did these guys do? They say, our strength is our pass rush. That's where we have all our money invested. Let's take all of those guys off the field for the most part and put guys you don't even know their fucking name to save our season.
No sense.
That's just horrific coaching, and the juxtaposition of those two different game plans in that moment is the reason why we're 2-5 and not 5-2. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think when they scored the second touchdown, it's like 3rd and 7, I think. We ran 2 plays, didn't get much yardage. Jackson Dart's only turnover, and I feel bad for him, but he gets blame here. For you guys to sit there and say, I want to coddle my young quarterback and not give him any blame is fucking unnecessary by you guys. You have to give him blame here. Yeah, it's like hold up.
I was going to say,
hold up. Let me make the point.
Go ahead.
It's like Knicks fans giving Brunson a free pass. Stop. Well, you guys have a ceiling. Hold on. You guys have a ceiling, and it's like, they got us this far, so we can't. Fuck that. Everybody gets like, hold on. Let me get this out. Jackson Dart, fucking tuck the ball in and take a sack. Punt that ball 60 yards or whatever you got to get it. Pin them back and rely on the defense that John just talked about.
Yep.
Now, would they have scored anyway? Possibly. But you gave them the ball. To me, when that I was like, oh, they're gonna turn this into a game with the second touchdown. When he made that interception, I said, game is over. Denver's gonna fucking win this game. I knew it.
Okay, wait.
The momentum
so
had
him
already
going down the field,
sucked out.
Him going down the field and scoring a touchdown to give that defense 30 fucking seconds to keep him out of field goal range doesn't make up for that interception, right? We're gonna take that away.
It was a phantom. It was a phantom. It was a phantom PI. It was a phantom PI.
It was luck. That touchdown, that last touchdown was luck. But here's the thing. You have a rookie quarterback who's starting his fourth game in a game where your entire team is fully gassed. They can't even fucking pick their fucking shoulder pads.
I hear that.
Here's the thing. It's third down, 3rd and 5, and you can get them to spend one more timeout. Even in a crazy scenario, like you said, punt the ball, right? They go one play touchdown. They need to, with no timeouts now, rely on an onside kick, which is nearly impossible to recover it. And to recover that and then go and score again. Almost an impossibility. So as a coach, you should be able to count 35 seconds off of the fucking play clock and say, okay, we're gonna just take the sack. We're not gonna put Jackson Dart, a rookie who's trying to be a hero, in a position to throw the ball when you just don't need to. If you're down one score and you want to seal the game with a pass, sure. But you have two scores at that point. There's just no reason mathematically to say, okay, let's put the ball in his hands and try to show off our quarterback that's going to seal the game up and risk losing the game, because that's what you did. So that's the thing is like, okay, Jackson Dart deserves the blame for trying to force the ball in when his feet weren't planted and all that stuff. But he should have never been in a position to throw that ball. There should have been a run or a design run or just Jackson. You cannot put this ball in harm's way. If it's not a perfect,
the most crucial of turnovers was that one.
Yeah, exactly. Crucial. But that's on the fucking coach, bro. That's on Dable. He's a 4th-year coach. You cannot put your quarterback, regardless if it's Jackson Dart, Daniel Jones, fucking Tom Brady, in a position to have just the most ridiculous pop up in the air for an interception bullshit. That is purely on Brian Dable. Listen, guys on the field have to make plays. That's crazy, dude.
Kafka could have called that play, and RPO would have probably been the right fucking play there. He should have had more of an option. Run scatterball, or he runs off that read and figure it out. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be throwing there. And plus, the other thing is,
you don't even need a first down, dude.
But he also didn't think that fucking. Hold on, but he also didn't think
that interception lost us the game.
But he also didn't think that much pressure was going to come through the A gap. Where Scatterboo got blown up for the first fucking time this year, and he didn't expect that kind of pressure coming up the A gap. He's still trying to create a play because he's young. He's going to do that. He feels like everything is on his shoulders at that point. So yeah, the kid made a mistake, and by him making that mistake, he still went down the fucking field and scored another touchdown. Fuck that bullshit PI. Because you know what? They got a bullshit call against us on the fucking drive prior. So fuck that. It got washed. Sorry, fucking Denver. You would have been down there in the first place.
To Dart's credit, I like that he was taking shots down the field. I'm like, yo, he just needs to get to the sideline passes. I'm like, why is he doing that? He was looking for the PI. He was throwing it deep because he was like, I think I'm going to get a pass interference.
Because he saw it called against us.
Yeah. So, and he got what he wanted. He ran it in. So, to his credit, he did that. But that interception turned the game
one interception.
It's a big interception. It's a
Josh Allen throws them. Well, Lamar Jackson throws them.
These guys don't throw
unacceptable. Bro.
Unacceptable.
The timing, right? The timing,
right?
Yeah, but guess what? You know what? Those guys I just mentioned would have been in that play. All right.
This is the thing. The interception was bad, but 1, he redeemed himself, and 2, he shouldn't have been put in that position.
Thank you. That's
just
point.
it. He shouldn't have been put in that position.
And then you know what?
It just didn't make any sense.
Put everything fucking else to rest, okay? And let's fucking really address the elephant in the room, all right? The same shit goes for what was said earlier about learning from a mistake. Well, how the fuck are we in year 2 of having a fucking issue with a kicker? Bro, I see these fucking teams. They roll out new kickers in a week, and these dudes are hitting 70-yard fucking field goals.
With ease.
2 fucking seasons now? We can't kick an extra fucking point?
It's a little sad. It's really sad.
I don't think the coaching staff or the GM is taking it seriously. I don't understand why.
We got 4 losses because of this now.
I don't have any words for it. We've had punters kick out field goals in certain games. It's laughable what they've done with the kicking game.
Right.
And you got Jamie Gillen kicking your doing kickoffs. So the guy only has to kick field goals, extra points and field goals. That's his entire job. And
give the young Ho a chance. That's it.
But like,
Graham Gano, they're elevating this week. He's probably going to be back for the Eagles game. I don't know what that means for us as far as success is concerned.
Is Gano done for the year?
No, he's coming back this week. He's coming off IR this week.
Oh, you said Gano. Okay, Gano's coming back. Thank God.
I know, right? Thank God is right.
I mean, at least he can kick an extra point.
But he can kick an extra point. He can make a field goal as long as he just doesn't get hurt. It's just a dereliction of duty by the. I mean, it's just like, how is that not just a prerequisite to say we don't need a kicker that kicks 67-yard field goals. We play outside. It's just not likely that's going to be the case. You just need somebody who's going to be reliable, and that's it. And they just say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get a guy who wasn't even a starter in college, but because he's going to save us $1 million or $2 million on the cap, let's just risk our fucking season on a guy who shouldn't even be in the NFL to begin with. And he's going to be your starting kicker. When you have a veteran who, okay, he didn't have a good season last year. Kickers go up and down all the fucking time. Who's to say that this season he wouldn't have been perfect? Who knows? You just don't know. But you know that this other kid is not even an NFL fucking caliber kicker, and you have him ruin a game and then ruin another game the next week. It's crazy. It's crazy that a kicker is our fucking kryptonite. It's crazy.
Over 2 seasons now.
That's over 2 seasons. Biggest kick in Dallas kicking 65, 64, 66-yard field goals in your division. Come on, guys.
No, it's crazy, dude. Bro, that's just absurd. That literally, I fucking was yelling and screaming to the fucking no end that we should have beat the Commanders last year, and the only reason why we didn't was because we didn't have a kicker. And then what happens? We go the following week, we still don't have a kicker, and now a year later, we're still fucking having issues with a kicker.
Same mistake.
Bro, fuck that, man.
All
right.
If I could say a positive, because I'm the offensive line guy, I think the offensive line's been all right. That's a good defensive line that they went against, and I thought the offensive line did their thing. They gave Dart some good time. And that defensive line was relentless, and all I had to hear was the announcers talk about how great this Denver defense was. Yo, our defense was outshining them, out battling the offensive line. Illuminor's my guy. I would say sign him today.
Yep.
Give him a 3-year deal.
Yep.
Poor kid Van Roten was getting in there fighting with these guys. Andrew Thomas made the Benito guy look really bad, but he got the last laugh. Called us all delusional at the end because they ended up winning the game. So he essentially, got the last laugh. But kudos to the offensive line, best offensive line I've seen in years. Keep John JMS out of here. Keep him out of here. I don't want him.
You have a certain rating systems. Andrew Thomas rated as the best tackle in football, and Illuminor is the 11th best tackle in football. So you have 2 basically top 10 tackles playing for your team right now.
Shows, baby.
I mean, it shows night and day. We've seen offensive line trouble. That's horrific. Now, just to try to fucking wash this down a little bit, I have a question for you guys. If we won in Philly, which we did, and that game we ended up finishing it out fucking 26-8, 26-16, and the Giants are riding fucking the highest they've been in 10 years as a team. They're going to go into Philadelphia next week in Philly against the mad Philly team. Now, would you prefer them a little high on their own supply, coming off of 2 consecutive wins against the Eagles and then the Broncos?
Yes.
Or because we need to win one of the Philly or the Broncos game in weeks 6 and 7, or whatever weeks it is. I can't remember what week we're at right now. Would you have preferred that we lost this game, lit a fire in our team against the Broncos, which is an AFC team, and then we go and we fucking win in Philly and sweep them? Because that means more to us to beat Philly than it does to beat the Broncos. So if it means that this brought us down to earth and gets the guys in the fucking training rooms earlier, and we go out there and we beat Philly next week, and then we end up with a sweep and have 2 games in the division against them and a tiebreaker, isn't that better potentially than if we beat the Broncos and then get fucking our asses handed to us by Philly next week? Just hypothetical, obviously, but it could work out in our favor.
I'm going to take an angle here that I don't think the other guys are. So I'll go first. All right. And what came to my head immediately when you said that is that my biggest fear currently right? Because of this way it played out. Because I get what you're throwing down, where it's like, fuck it, maybe we could pick ourselves off the mat and we could come out and we take 2 and we fucking sweep Philly this year. We got 2 wins in the division. We're 2-2. Maybe that could fucking give us that momentum to fucking creep up and maybe steal a wild card. Who knows? But what I'm more concerned with currently, the way that game ended, seeing Brian Burns walking into the locker room like he did, I think if 1 or 2 things go wrong this week, they lose all faith in this coaching staff and it's over.
That's what I
that fucking thin of ice.
I agree with that.
That's what I was gonna say in response to John.
Okay.
That's what I'm worried about. That loss really fucking.
Yeah, I think it goes the other way. I think they might be so defeated. They're gonna mentally they could be broken now. That locker room is starting to bust at the seams now.
They seem very frustrated.
I mean, you can see Dexter Lawrence in his interview.
It's incredibly frustrated, but I believe the energy of Jackson Dart and Scadaboo is more powerful than the fucking loss that they had. Because listen, they played 3.5 basically excellent quarters against what people were saying was the best team in the league. And then just the gods of football, which just like to fucking rape us and molest us as often as possible. They got involved and we lost that game. But there's a lot of good takeaways from that game. I don't know. I'm trying to fucking make, chicken salad and a chicken shit here, obviously, just to give us a little bit something to smile about. Who knows? We can go out. We could fucking beat the shit out of Philly again next week. We're down a couple players, so I don't know what the likelihood of that is, but let's just say we do. You got San Francisco at home.
Is Holland out?
I don't know. There's the practice. I guess the injury report will come out tomorrow.
Right? Yeah, we got to see if Adebo's playing, if Holland's playing, because that's huge, man. Without them, I don't think we stand a chance.
If we're running Deontay Banks out there and these fucking guys we don't know
against as starters,
an angry fucking Eagles offense with fucking AJ Brown and fucking Devontae Smith and stuff, we're gonna have.
I honestly don't think it matters. I think Philly wants revenge, and
they definitely coming for us.
So I don't think we could roll out our best team. I think Philly's going to fuck us up.
Yeah, but you know what? If we would have won against Denver, I wouldn't go there right away, man. Because all it takes is a solid first quarter, and all of a sudden Philly's going to start being like, "Fuck, do they have our number?" All that shit starts playing in your head.
That didn't happen.
After this collapse, Philly's just going to be like, "Bro, we fucked up that night. We just took them for granted on a short week. We're going to fuck them up this week."
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Don't give me the hypothetical if we would have beat Denver. I agree. Like, if we would have beat Denver, I would have given us a better shot. But that's not what happened.
I think we might win if we had beaten Denver. Especially
again, though, you're talking about something that didn't happen. Like, wasting our time.
I mean, it was just to try to give us a little bit of fucking candy to play with. I don't know that because we lost in Denver automatically means we're going to lose against Philly. I think history tells us we're going to lose against Philly, but you never know, bro. This kid, bro, is special quarterback. He's getting better every week. The way he's progressed in such a short amount of time, being able to read defenses and fucking there's like 3 or 4 huge plays. The Daniel Bellinger touchdown, Scadaboo, love Bellinger, bro. He should be the starting tight end. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this Theo Johnson guy. But anyways, I think
it's not sustainable, John. That we need a wide receiver. We can't be just throwing at fucking tight ends all day and shit. We need a number one here. Like, let's go. What are we waiting?
We're gonna trade for
Davis back.
You have to. If you want to continue this season, you have to trade for a wide receiver.
Who do you want and what are you willing to give up? And you're gonna give Shane that sort of power?
It looks like Miami Dolphins would get rid of Waddle for a second and something else. And
that's insane. No deal.
No.
Can I get Olave for a 3rd round pick?
We don't have
a 3rd round pick to give.
That's the thing. So we would have to probably give up 2nd. And who you want, Waddle or on a smart, decent contract? Or
smart contract. You have him for a couple of years. He's super young, and he's going to be here while Malik Neighbors will be here next year and the year after.
Waddle might want number 1 money though. He might want wide receiver 1 money.
He already got paid. Waddle.
He did. I thought
he already got paid. Yeah, and his deal is team friendly.
And he wants to come to New York. He said,
"Yeah, you could have him for a couple of years. Where you're going to eventually have to pay him more, but you can have him for a couple of years while you have a rookie quarterback contract, and you're going to you have to give up a 2nd and probably a couple other late round picks. But this is the thing." How many times do we have to go through a draft and fucking use a 1st or a 2nd round pick on a guy we think is going to be good, and they just don't pan out? This is a known commodity. You could take a lottery ticket and trade it in for fucking an actual sum of cash here. And it shows your team that you believe in them. It shows your quarterback you want to continue to let them grow, and not just send them out there with the fucking practice squad players. There's more to football than just the draft and the fucking. There's more to it than that. I think it just sends a good message to the locker room, and I don't trust draft picks. They hit at best 30-40% of the time. If you could turn that second round pick into a real deal player,
I'll take Waddle for a second, no doubt.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck the draft, bro. Fuck the draft. How many times are this?
And you're stuck with a third round pick for Hyatt, and then look at Hyatt, third round pick, he just doesn't run hard in practice or the games. And people wonder why
I still like Olave.
Look at all these guys, dude. Every year is the same fucking thing. It's just fun. The draft is fun. That's why people love these draft picks. But in reality, it's hype. Yeah, it's all fantasy. I understand why it's so much fun because you're in hope mode. It's the off season, and there's a real chance that you take this draft pick and it turns into a Hall of Famer. I understand that. Maybe Jalen Waddle's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but we don't need him to be a Hall of Famer. We need him to be a solid fucking number 2 receiver. And this year, just be a solid receiver for us. And then the next couple years after that, be a solid number 2 to go along with Wan'Dale and Malik Neighbors. And you have a legit receiving core to go along with these tight ends and Scottaboo and the rest of the guys. I don't see why you wouldn't take a second, not a first, but a second round pick and turn it into a real player. It just doesn't make any sense to me why you wouldn't do it. On a hope and a prayer. That's what you're comparing it to. Proven commodity, hope and a prayer. How much hoping have we done in this fucking fan base for the last 20 years?
Well,
the picks haven't been good.
I don't know. Yeah, but again, you know what? We have to be Philly in order to even have this conversation again.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know what? We really don't even listen. You're right as far as if you're trying to attack this season as I want to make the playoffs, I want to make the playoffs. But regardless if you make the playoffs, you contend, you don't, whatever it is, you still need to build this roster. You still need a good number 2 receiver to go along with Malik and fucking Slayton and these guys. You still need your draft picks to turn into something. And if you could guarantee your second round pick turns into a fucking B+ player.
Yeah, why can't I get a receiver in free agency? In the offseason?
Because you got to pay him a huge amount of money. You don't need to do that with Waddle.
Not necessarily. You don't have to get the top receiver that's in the free agency market.
Wide receivers get a lot of money. There's competition when you're talking about free agency. There's other teams involved. Right now, you can get him in here on a contract he already signed.
But Miami's not making any moves, dude. It's not like this is being done. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like the offer's on the table and we're just not pushing the button.
Sure.
Hypothetical.
I'm just saying if I'm Joe Shane and I'm looking at what I have on the table and I'm running out fucking Lil Jordan Humphrey and Wan'Dale's getting ragged all over the place, although he's playing hard, playing strong. And then who Jalen Hyatt. I like Jalen Hyatt, but he's just not the guy, obviously. You're going to rely the next 10 weeks. You're going to be running this guy out there with all this fucking hype, all this good feeling with you that you have, and you're just not going to give him a weapon to play with. Just even if it doesn't mean playoffs, it just means an excellent rookie season that just gives promise going into the future.
How do you know who I bring in here? He just got released by the Titans. Tyler Lockett.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
And then let's go get Odell Beckham too.
Ben, let me tell you
Odell Beckham.
Ben, I had
Odell's washed.
Yeah, Odell's way washed. Ben,
Odell's washed.
Ben,
you were his biggest fan. I'm sure you were his biggest fan.
Who's the guy? A Lamayo or some shit like that that's playing for the Titans? El Lamayo or whatever the fuck. He can't even beat that guy out. And then the other dude,
what is he, Malarzik? A Umanor?
No, but I'm just saying, he could beat out those two guys, and you're going to fucking bring him in here? No, he ain't better than Hyatt. That's the whole fucking point.
It's for Ben.
Tyler Lockett's not better than Hyatt?
Tyler Lockett,
that's Tyler Lockett's not better than Jalen Hyatt.
He's better than Hyatt. He's better than Hyatt.
He's better than Hyatt.
That's crazy.
You're thinking about Tyler Lockett from 4 years ago. You're thinking about Tyler Lockett from 4 years ago when he had Russell Wilson.
What has Jalen Hyatt ever done that keeps his roster spot, Jules? What has he ever done?
Nothing.
Yeah, but you're taking him out for a guy that's washed. It's like bringing in an old veteran.
What has Jalen Hyatt done?
He's not washed.
What has Jalen Hyatt done that keeps his spot?
Dude, Lockett got cut by the Titans.
You are not answering the question.
Hold on. But here you got to be understanding this first. The Titans wide receivers got knocked by their rookie quarterback at the beginning of the year. Said that he doesn't have anyone to throw to, and they have Calvin Ridley. Okay. And then Ridley gets hurt, and Tyler Lockett still can't even catch a pass. But he's going to come to New York, and magically, he's just going to fucking resurrect
his career. For free, Dick. He's coming to New York for free.
He'll be a deep threat.
For free. We don't pay him.
Nobody, Jules. They're throwing the ball to nobody. Jackson Dart has put up 66 points or 65 points against the Eagles defense and the Broncos defense in back-to-back weeks with no one.
Yeah. Just go on a move, Jules. Well, I mean, we got a decent running game. The tight ends have been stepping up when they needed to. They've been making some big plays. And I know for whatever fucking reason, every single one of you hate on Wendell Robinson. I don't fucking understand it. Yes,
I like Wan'Dale.
He's not physical. I get it. I wish he was more physical. Just a little bit, because once you touch him, it's like flag football. He goes down.
No, he's physical. He's just too small.
He's physical. He's just tiny. He's
thrown. Defenders throw him around like a child.
He catches everything. He's got great.
He's playing great, bro. I like Wan'Dale. He's good for slot. Keep him. I'm not trying to get rid of Wan'Dale Robinson at all. But you need 5 receivers.
You need another big guy on the outside.
I like him in the slot.
Yeah, you need 5 receivers. We don't know when Slayton's coming back, and you can't just ruin everything that they've done, all this fucking goodwill that they built with Jackson Dart. If this starts to fucking regress and you're not giving him anything to play with, and then by the time the season's over, they've went 3-7 the rest of the way, and you didn't even give him a chance to fucking shine Tyler Lockett, just to have a known brand, a known guy who is going to win maybe 40% of the time, just somebody to fucking throw the ball to who's not a guy who should be washing cars.
No, I think I'd rather bring in Odell, and you know how much I hate Odell. Just saying.
If he can get open, I don't care. I don't care about trying to fucking win a Super Bowl this year.
Really go back and look at Tyler Lockett's career, because I'm a big fantasy guy, and I used to draft him quite often, right?
That's the problem.
Go back and look at his fucking career, and he would have 4 weeks out of the entire season where he'd have blow-up games, where this dude would catch 12, go for 150, score 2 or 3 touchdowns, right? That's where he got all his stats. The other fucking 8, 9, 10 games, the dude did dog shit. He'd have 3 for 30, this, that. He is so over fucking rated. That's why he got released from Seattle. That's why he went to Tennessee and couldn't play out these fucking receivers.
He got released because he was old.
Because he sucks.
Tennessee's offense is horrible. You guys want to hear something?
That's
I posted on this on Twitter the other day. I'm like, I'd rather, Tyler Lockett over Hyatt right now. And then some guy replied to me. He's like, please stop. You need to stop dragging dead players to this team. And the guy's name was @Jules NYC1.
I said, I guess it's Halloween season.
Obviously,
stop resurrecting the dead. All right.
Obviously, we got hit by the trolls.
How do you guys like Jacoby Myers for like a 5th round?
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I don't any picks on the 3rd day. I don't give a fuck about at all.
I don't think they're doing it for a 5th. If you could get it done on a 4th, I'd do it.
He's not the number 1 receiver there anymore. He's not. He lost that job. It's that Tucker dude.
I guess.
I don't care about having a number 1 receiver. I want a guy who's
right.
I'm saying that he's not the number 1, so the asking price can't be a 4th rounder. You know what I mean?
It still might. He had he's had back-to-back really good seasons the last 2 years.
I'm not doing Jacoby for a 4th round.
I think Jackson Dart is worth the investment to see how much progress you could sprint out to in your first season.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I want to see this kid fucking flourish. And I don't want to see him having to fight NFL defenses with his right hand tied behind his back because he doesn't have any receivers on the outside to throw to. I want to see the kid fucking play.
Tampa Bay brought out this guy I never heard of, Tez Johnson. Not bad. Not bad at all. He's like number 6 on their depth chart.
Bo Nix let him live in his house.
What'd you say?
Bo Nix let him live in his house.
What are you talking
Tez Johnson.
Bo Nix or Baker?
Bo Nix. Yeah, his family took in Tez Johnson in college.
Oh, okay.
Going to high school. Like, it was like a big story. Yeah, they let him live there and shit. It was like that. It was like that Sarah Bullock movie and shit. The landslide.
Blindside.
Blindside, whatever. All right. So moving on. All right, guys. So obviously we got a quarterback and we got a nice running back for the future. I think a lot of Giants fans are excited about that. We definitely got to give them like a few more weapons, get a number one wide receiver and go with that and see how we do against the Eagles. Let this kid keep playing, getting better. We just want to see improvement as a team. But if this coaching staff keeps letting these guys down, the locker room's definitely going to go away. But
Jada, can I say this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. At the end of this season, however this plays out, there's a few players I don't want to see on this roster ever again.
Oh, I know. Okay? I know.
Let's name some of these players. Let's have fun. I don't want to see Jalen Hyatt's at the top of my list.
That's my guy. That's my only guy.
I want him off
Banks.
Banks, Deontay Banks off. You could take Gano off. Gano's old enough. He can go. Who else? Who else can we take off? I don't want to see these names. Oh, Evan Neal is probably at the top of the list. Take him the fuck off this team. I don't care if he does great everywhere else. See you later, buddy, because you are a healthy scratch. You have not helped this team in any way.
Give me that kicker off the team now.
Is there anybody else?
Give me the kicker off this team.
He's off.
He's off? He's gone?
Theo Johnson is on the verge.
All right, good.
Theo Johnson's on the verge and JMS is on the verge. I'm keeping an eye on those two.
I heard the kicker got a transfer flight in Chicago and then went straight to Ireland and he was gone. Like that's it. We didn't even go back to New York.
Wouldn't want to be you. Fuck out of here.
We've been dealing with these bad players, these same like 4 or 5 names. They've been around forever. It's like, yo, how many chances do they need? You gotta go.
They must have some Epstein files on some of these guys in order for them to stick around on this team.
Listen, I agree with every single player you mentioned. Really.
This is the thing. They're all drafted players that did not work out. First round pick, third round pick, whatever the fuck they were, all drafted players. Oh, 2 of them are first round picks, DeAndre Banks and Evan Neal. Both first round picks didn't work out. What was his face? The other one we just said, Jalen Hyatt, third round pick, didn't work out. That's why I'm saying I'm cool with giving away a second round pick to get a known commodity because these players don't always work out. And then also the team feels obligated because they invested draft capital in them to force them onto the field, even though they're hurting the team like DeAndre Banks did the first 3 weeks of the season. Cordell Flott is playing phenomenally.
He's been great.
He's been awesome.
I called it, Jules. Say it, Jules. I called it.
He stepped up. Listen, after preseason, I was starting to feel Flott.
No. Don't switch it up. Don't switch it up.
You know, started to feel Flott.
You were a Deontay Banks guy. You were a Banks guy.
All right. He's like, we're going to take it to the bank every week. I was like, this is number 1 fan.
So I said in our group,
I'm not giving up on Banks. By the way, guys, I'm still rooting for this guy. I want him to turn around so bad.
He doesn't mentally. He's
retarded.
Stupid. I know, guys.
He's Chuck Knobloch and he can't throw from second to first base. That's it.
That's not even, bro. That's just a gift. This kid's just fully retarded.
He's physically gifted, but he just doesn't know where to turn his head.
He's in his head.
He's a not showy Kadarius Toney. All the talent you need, all the size, everything you want, but just can't put it together between the ears.
At least
I wrote this in our group chat. I just want to read this off if you guys don't mind. This is going to sound crazy, but if we go 7-3 the rest of the way, we'll be in the playoffs because it's 9-8. Making the playoffs isn't impossible. It's not what's going to dictate the success of this season if we don't make it, but it surely would solidify the success of the season if we do. If we don't, but the team continues to grow and get better together, one more offseason with this regime to complete their build. We got rid of the kicker already. Most likely Shane Bowen, unless he fucking just changes on a dime, which is not, obviously. He's going to be gone after the season too. You got to get a real deal defensive coordinator who can take that side of the ball and run with it, but like Wink Martindale did. You want to be fucking yelling at the coordinator on the sidelines, Brian Daboll? That means you got to basically have a second head coach here that runs the defense because you're going to focus on the offense. If that's what you need to do this offseason, fucking do it. And let's see what happens next year. After next year, bro, get the fuck out of here.
All right, listen, guys, you want to wrap it up so we can do the picks?
Yeah.
We got anything else parting
words? Trainer, you were going to say something. I cut you off with the players.
Oh, the players? No, get the kicker out. But then John said they released him today.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. You were gonna make a point. You were about to say something, and I was like, "Oh, these are players I want to get rid of."
Oh, that's gone. Somebody cut me off, so those memories are far away.
Sorry. 4 guys talking at the same time. Stuff.
Sorry,
I forgot that shit a long time ago, bro.
I gotta re-edit this shit, rewind to figure it out. And even then I might not get it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, hold on, guys. Let me go fucking rewind this shit real quick. All right, so let's wrap this up. We get these picks, man. If you guys hasn't been listening on the picks, come on over, check the picks out. You know, we separate them. We had a good week this past week. All three of us, we came in a first way tie. So check out the picks.
Knew it.
Check out the picks. We're back. We're making you guys money.
All right. Like and subscribe.
Go Giants.
And with that, we out. Peace.